So I turned 29 recently, and I decided the perfect way to usher myself into this new year is to do something that, would inspire my spirit, that would inspire me. And I decided to take a trip to Ilorin, a road trip from Abuja to Ilorin to visit my friend Temi Owasa. I can't remember the date or the timeline exactly, but I know Temi and I have been friends for over 2 years. I've known Temi since I came to the queer world, to the queer space, since my Nigerian queer awakening. Those of you that have been following me for a very long time, you know that I was in Cyprus, I schooled in Cyprus. I was unaware of queer people's existence in Cyprus until coming back home and coming out as Amara, the lesbian. This is your friend Amara. This is your friend Amara. And then people started reaching out to me. That is how I got aware. That's how I met almost every queer person I know, aside from like my partner and some of my friends. But most queer people I know today, I met over the internet since my Nigerian queer awakening. And Temi Owasa is one of the people I met thanks to my social media platform. So we've known each other for over 2 years now, and I've never been to her space. I've never visited her. I decided to visit her and just be with her for my birthday, and being in Ilorin. I've never been to Ilorin also, so this whole trip is a couple of firsts. Temi has been here. She has been to this house. I still have a nail from the day she visited, because she came, she had black nails, and she was picking her nails and she had clip-ons, so she was taking them out and she left them on my table, and I saved those nails for months. I think I still have one or two. I love Temi so much. So I have never been to her place. This is my first time. This trip is a couple of firsts. So this trip actually means a lot to me, and I'm very glad and grateful that I was able to do that for my birthday. And this is actually a really cool spot to come and hang with your friends. Carry picnic bag. Yeah, just carry like a picnic basket and come and spread mats. Whenever I have a crowd of people, just bring mats here. Bring out the food. Tell them that your house is no-go area. This is your parlor.
Yeah, Smalley does it, but she doesn't roll. She just uses her leg and uses it.
Good morning. I bet I can climb this tree if I try. But I ain't gonna try. Okay. I could try, but I ain't gonna try. Because if I fall for a lorry, now you are pity. The
person that will carry you
no.
But I used to get like
God, I'm living for my skin though. Yes, my skin has really done so great this past 12 months. For those of you who follow me on TikTok or my Instagram, you're already aware of my road trip. I took the bus to Ilorin. It wasn't a bus, it was like a minivan. Yeah, it was like a minivan. I took Royal Riders. The trip itself was around 7 hours. We left by 6. I think we were on the road by 6 something, and by 3:30 I was already in Temi's house. Oh, Sasao! Hello, people of God. The sun is sunning. Oh, hallelujah! And I'm in Ilorin. I am in Ilorin. This is how I start marking off states and capitals that I've visited in Nigeria, and soon you see that I've visited all the 36 states and capitals. Yes. Immediately I got to Ilorin, I was already feeling at home. When I got into Temi's house, my God, I felt welcomed. Like, that's just the way I can put it. Temi's house is so welcoming for me and my spirit, right? Temi and I, we do long distance friendship, right? And our friendship is really great. I just feel like this trip was very validating of how great our friendship is, because we were able to stay. I was in her house. I never had one moment where I felt not welcomed or where I felt like our energies were clashing, or our energies, like, it was just, I had a good time in Lauren. I was different. I was different. I felt like I was different. And for me, I meet a lot of people. I interact with a lot of people, even people who I'm friendly with. But it's not everybody that I feel like I'm with a friend with, right? A friend who sees me, a friend who knows me, a friend who knows how to interact with me, how to talk with me, talk to me, things like that. So for me, going to Lori was beautiful because I was with a friend, and that was amazing. Let's make conversations in the dark. What did you say? Let's make conversations in the dark. And then on my birthday was pretty chilled. It was actually my last video. I said I was afraid. I had a feeling that my birthday would be sad, but my birthday wasn't. It wasn't. Even though things tried to try. Like a day, 2 days to my birthday, Yinka and I were having a fiction. Can you imagine? Like 2 days before my birthday, we were talking with who doesn't know we are talking. A day before my birthday, we were talking and still trying to talk it out and all of that. Like even my birthday morning, when I even woke up, I woke up with the heaviness of we are still having this conversation, or we still haven't finished having this conversation, and there's still so much we still need to unravel here, right? But the day turned out to be pretty chilled and amazing. And then Yinka finally understood what she did to me. Yes, it's hard. I did something to me. Yinka finally understood what she did to me. Not just what she did, but also why I was reacting the way I did. So when she communicated and she spoke, I could hear a person who had thought about it and who had held themselves accountable, and a person who was not trying to lie out of the situation or, take the cheap way out of the situation. Instead, they were telling me, yeah, I see how this could have caused this and how this could have, it was. So in many ways, I had a good day. Whatever. Like Temi just actually, I'll actually give honor to Temi with this video. Temi watched over me, right? And that was one thing I wanted to feel in my birthday. I wanted to feel like somebody who cares for me, somebody who is powerful enough was watching, not enough. Somebody who is powerful, a powerful friend was watching over me, is watching over me. I wanted that and I got that. Temi watched over me. Temi took responsibility of me in ways telling her. Temi doesn't necessarily leave her house, right? She's an artist. She's, for those of you that doesn't know Temi, I say she, right? Because there are ways in which I communicate and interact with Temi that I think I know where I'm coming from when I address her as she. But for those of you who probably know her from the internet and talk to her and don't know her at all, I think if you want to get to understand Temi as an essence, as a person, it's better you think of them as a they, them, as a them. Temi is an artist. Temi is a talented artist. She's talented. They are talented, right? And not just their art, not just their shop. They also have a shop where they sell a lot of things like this what's it called, this crystal on my neck. They gifted me this, and then sage, herbal teas, tea, what's it called, tea mix. Is it tea mix? Yeah, tea mix. They sell tea mix. Like currently I actually got some tea mix from her because I kind of feel anxious and all over the place in the morning. And then when I was at her house, there was a period where Yinka and I were having a conversation, and it wasn't getting heated. I was just uncomfortable. You can tell this person is physically uncomfortable. I was on a call and having a conversation that wasn't necessarily the most comfortable. And then Temi comes to me and said, do you want some tea? Would you like some tea? And I said yes, and she brought me peppermint tea and something else. So she has this like tea, gadgets that they mix. Again, do you understand what I say in terms of when I say she? Don't be confused. I'm talking about the same person. I address her as she, they, her, right? I just know, for you that do not know her personally, or for strangers, for you to understand and grasp Temi, it's better you address Temi in your mind. You record Temi in your mind, your spirit, and your soul as a they, them. That is the only way you'd I don't know how to explain it. That's the only way you would maybe understand Temi without boxing Temi. I don't know how to explain it, because even when I use she, her for Temi, I don't think of Temi as, it's not because I think of Temi as a woman alone. Like, I think of Temi as Temi. Like, there's a way, I don't know how to explain it to you, but it's just, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So don't get confused in this conversation. So she brought a cup of tea for me, and the tea was really nice. So before I left, I asked her for some tea mix for calming the nerves, right? And I've tried it once. I took it yesterday morning. It was actually, I was actually asking myself, is it the tea or I just had a good day, right? My energy was pumped. She mixed some things for me and all of that. My energy was good. My digestive, I actually know this one I know is a tea. Immediately I drank it, I felt like my gut was doing something. There was this sensation I used to feel, but when I had the tea, I didn't feel it for a couple of hours, right? I didn't feel it. I can't remember feeling it the remaining of the day actually. But I just know my energy was good yesterday. My mood was good. My mood was really good. The way I used to just be so tired, I wasn't that tired. My nerves were, my brain wasn't darting around. So I don't know what she mixed for me, but I know I really love the tea mix. So I'm just trying to say, Temi has her shop. She does a lot of things from her home, so she doesn't necessarily need to leave the house all the time, right? But for me, Temi left the house. Temi planned the day. She took me somewhere to this river spot on my birthday. We ate peppered beef. After that, we went to ShopRite to get alcohol and more things to eat. I also ordered banana bread from this woman I saw online. Was it banana bread? And some donuts. Yeah, I think I ordered donuts and banana bread from her. I wanted to show you the donuts. Oh, I open it. Mary, what are you saying? Mary, what are you saying? Mary, you know I love you. Sorry, now I'm distracted. I'm opening donuts and I'm also recording donuts. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so beautiful. Actually, the donut is beautiful. Madam,
Smolly now. Hey, God.
Smolly wants to be involved. Smolly is like no enjoyment without me. Hot stuff. Wow, it's actually so nice. Okay, this is so mad. I would like to, if you want to try it out and tell me, think in the comment section. So yeah, my birthday was such an amazing day. I had a good time. I was chilled. I was calm. Even when the devil tried to try me, at the end of the day, I was just happy and chilled, and I felt fulfilled. I felt at home. I felt ready to let go of 28 and usher into 29 without looking around and asking myself. I didn't even actually look around and ask myself, what have I achieved, what have I not achieved. I didn't do that. I actually was afraid that was what I was going to feel on my birthday, and that my conscious and my subconscious might be very focused on what we've achieved, what we've done in the time we've spent here. But we didn't do that. Instead, we just celebrated, we just drank, we just, had a friend, chilled, talked. It was really nice. Hugged. Do you know when last I hugged a friend? I feel like the last time I got a proper hug was probably last year. Oh, right? Yeah. It's been so long. From myself asking why. You should shoot a music video here.
I swear.
It was an amazing trip that I took, and I'm glad I did. I got back to Abuja 2 days after my birthday, and I just immediately swung into my normal routine, and that is why I know this trip was good for me. Before, if I travel and come back, I'll be so dislocated, disoriented, that I wouldn't be able to pick up my routine, the routines I was, that used to anchor me before the trip. Like, that is why I hate traveling, that every time I travel, when I come back, I have to all over again teach myself my routines, hold myself in discipline to anchor to the routines. But this one, immediately I went and I came back, I continued my routine. Like, I knew to go and brush my teeth, I knew to go and oil my hair, I knew to go and do this, I knew, I just continued. So my spirit felt edified is the word. My spirit was edified. I didn't feel drained. I didn't feel the need to come back home and crash and rest for like 1 week because of human interaction. I actually felt I felt refreshed, I felt energized, I felt filled up to keep going. Hi, I'm back to Abuja, people. And I'm about to leave for my run. I don't know, I took coffee, but it doesn't feel like I took coffee. I don't know, I might be wrong, but I might be right. I think the coffee they supply to my area is fake, because the last time I had to go out to another place to get the tin coffee, and once that one finished and I started buying the sachet one again, this is what I'm getting, just dullness. So yeah, I am back to Abuja. I am back home. This is my beautiful beautiful face. I wanted to do a sit down. I'm sweating. I'm actually not sweating, I just have an oily face. I wanted to do a sit down, and I'm 29. This is the first time you're seeing me as a 29 years old. So in this sit down, I just wanted to share some things with you, some things I've learned in my 29 years of being here, right? I didn't just come here alone to talk about my birthday and my trip and my friend. I actually wanted to share something. So if you're willing, if you want to hear, if you want to listen, stay tuned, stay here, grab something. I mean, we've been here a while, so I'm hoping by now you've grabbed something and you're already enjoying yourself and choppings, because I like when you're enjoying yourself and enjoy my videos. Your enjoyment is my priority, so always enjoy yourself when you're watching my videos. So yeah, but for those of you that don't know me, that just see my face for the first time, I always feel the need to introduce myself in every video, so in case strangers are watching me, hi, my name is Amara, and also to remind everybody who Amara is. Also, because yourself, sometimes you just like hearing who Amara is to you, so I want to also remind you. So hi, I know we've spoken a lot, but hi, hello, this is a friend. This is a friend, Amara the lesbian, and I'm a queer person, I'm a queer woman, filmmaker, storyteller, creator, creative, social media strategist. That's one thing I do newly now. That's one new thing I do now. Social media strategist, video developer, photographer, you name it. I do a lot of things actually. I reside, exist in Nigeria. This is my home, this is my house. It's a tiny house. I built this house with my partner, but she has since moved to abroad. So she's abroad, I'm here now. Yeah, this is my YouTube channel where I share videos that interest me. yeah, that's pretty much it. Videos that interest me, things that interest me, and most of the things that interest me to share with the public. I mean, I have a lot of things that interest me, but the one that I want to share on this platform is queer existence, awareness of queer existence in Nigeria, through my life, with my struggles, with my ups, with my downs. I want to bring awareness to queer existence. So in case you're here, you keep asking yourself, do queer people exist in Nigeria? Does Nigeria have lesbians? Are there gay people in Nigeria? Yes. Amara the lesbian, you can see her channel on YouTube, go and check her out. Yes, queer people, and we are plenty. Are you seeing my numbers? Even if it's 1,000 people that watch me, at least be rest assured that 1,000 people exist. 1,000 queer people exist in Nigeria. A lot of queer Nigerians exist. This channel is only but a reminder. This channel is not the standard. This queer person, my queer life is not the standard queer life in Nigeria. No. I am a human being. Whether you're a lesbian or a gay person, being a human being is, what you have, the family you're born into, that is what determines what your own standard is. So I'm a human being. I have traveled abroad, I've hustled a bit, I've worked a bit, I've been able to gather money with my partner and buy a land and fence the land and build small tiny house. So I live in my house as a landlord. Nobody is asking me whether you're a lesbian, whether you're not a lesbian. But there are some queer people, some lesbians, some gay people in Nigeria who cannot even say they are queer or lesbian out publicly, because their landlord will give them quick notice or their parents will beat them up. So I am not the standard of queer existence in Nigeria. Don't look at me, don't watch my videos and say, queer people are not being oppressed in Nigeria. See, Amara is talking. No, people are being oppressed, people are being beaten, people are being killed in worst case scenarios. So the oppression is still going on. It's why I call my life a miracle. I am just so grateful that this exists. No matter how small of an impact it's making, I'm so grateful that this platform exists. I'm so grateful that, the fire in my heart exists. I'm so grateful that, I have a feeling people cannot hear me, but let me confirm. Okay, it's okay. You can hear me. I'm so grateful the fire in my heart exists. I'm so grateful, I'm just so grateful that we are at a time in queer existence, queer representation in Nigeria, where you can check on YouTube and there's a Nigerian woman who is a lesbian who has a channel and she makes video. And not just me, there's Rad and Jen, there's Trix who does TikTok, there's Nisi who does TikTok also. There are so many queer creators that exist now, right? There's also a queer film, a lesbian film that was created this year by me and some queer creators. So a lot of things are coming up now to share more light and shed more light on queer existence and also raise awareness on queer existence. So don't be that guy asking, are there queer people in Nigeria? Do queer people exist? No, be the person who know that queer people exist, who advocate for queer existence, whether you're queer or not. Be the person who know of our existence and empathize with our struggles and have compassion in your heart, that you can advocate. You can shut down somebody when they're making a homophobic joke, whether be it your friend or your family member. You can tell them, this joke is dangerous. You might be making this joke, but there are people who are being beaten, sent out of their father's house, who are being killed for things for this. So don't make jokes about things that can cause other people harm. So be the person who is aware enough to make this kind of impacts in your group, in your family, in your friend group, and all of those things. All right. So this channel exists for awareness and for documentation, because at the end of the day, I am a storyteller living my one life. So best believe I'm documenting the stories I encounter on this space. So yes, thank you. If YouTube be forever, these videos will be forever. Even when I'm dead and gone. Even when I'm dead and gone, somebody can still watch a video of me, what happened to me on my 29th birthday, this video, and realize that their ancestors talked about their queerness, and their ancestors, people before you talked about their queerness, people before you stood up for themselves. So if you're standing up for yourself, even if it's 2050 right now, or 2070 or 2087, no matter the year it is, somebody can access this video, some young lesbian, some African young lesbian who is just confused or searching, or just even wanting to know. Maybe by that time there will be a lot of awareness and laws put in place to protect queer people. I don't know, but even if it's just to look back and see what your ancestors fought against, what, you know, they can have these videos to reference history. This is history, baby, history. So yes, this channel exists for awareness and documentation. So yeah, anyways, 29 years, what have I learned in 29 years? My dear, number one, let me drink water. Number one actually should be water. I have learned that water is the means which the body talks to. It's one of, not the means, it's one of the ways the body talks to parts of itself. Water is one of the ways that the head talks to the leg, the shoulder talks to the back. Water, things are moved around in your body via water, with the help, not via water, with the help of water. So the more you drink water, the more you help your body circulate information and things, and blood and care and love. Water, I have learned that water is life. So drink life, let life circulate around your body, around the life you're living in. So water. Stay hydrated, kids, no matter how young you are. I started learning how to drink water since I was in my teenage. Right now, I meet people who say they struggle so much with drinking water, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. Drinking water is a habit. You have to learn it. If not, if you're that person who used to drink water only when you're thirsty, only when your body has cried and your throat is now dry, then you go and drink. Whether you're thirsty, whether you're not thirsty, have water close by and be sipping on water. Drink water. Anytime you do and your lips are dry, anytime you do that thing and you can feel like something's about to tear, know you are dehydrated. Anytime you do like this, your neck is hot, you are cracking that thing that we used to crack as Nigerians. Anytime you do that thing, know there's a possibility that you're dehydrated. Drink water. Don't wait until your body is forcing you to drink water. Drink water as a habit. Learn the habit of drinking water. It will take you places. Like I say, to take you places. It might not take you places, but it will take things around you around. Do you understand? It would help you feel lighter. It will help you feel more alive. It will help you live better in your body. So yes, water. Number two, one of the major things I've learned in life is around friendship. And this particular birthday of mine, I thought a lot about friends I've lost. Right, I thought a lot about friendship, like not all, just like friendships I've had in this life, interactions. Oh, they brought the light. Interactions, people I've met, things like that. Like one of the themes of my 29th birthday circulated around friendship, right? So I wanted to share with you some of the things I've learned about friendship in my 29 years of being. One of the things I've learned about friendship is a friend is not a person who you cannot talk around or in front. Like a friend is not a person who you cannot talk around, neither around or in their presence. Neither is a friend a person who you feel the need to over talk in their presence. A person who you feel the need to do too much, show too much, say too much, so you can feel seen. A friend is not a person who you need to say too much to feel seen around. When you're talking, here they use here. Oh, no, not here. Now here, then they use here. A friend is a person who has eyes. Even without their ears hearing, them they see you. Them suppose they see you. I mean, hearing, the ears is important. What you hear is important. But you see the eyes, they say, is a window to the soul. Sight is so very important. A friend is a person who can see you. So growing up, I one of the things that I always wanted was friends. Running from the life I grew up in. That is, my father was a lot of things, and an abusive father was one of them. My father would beat me a lot and all of those things, right? My mother was a woman in her generation, so there's a limit to what she can do, what she can access, how she can protect herself or her children. There was so much limit to that back in the day, right? So growing up for me, I was always looking outside for warmth, looking outside for comfort, looking outside for love, looking outside for safety. Like, my eyes were outside. Making friends, looking for friends was my one big goal. But in looking for friends, you want to come inside? I'm coming, wait. Only wants me to come open the door. Wait, I'm coming. In looking for friends, in, trying to make friends, I never knew how to check if I was making a friend or if I was, just fooling myself. I never knew what to look out for, what to check for. So, I made myself responsible. Friendship became like like catching fish. I will set up my hook, set up my bait and everything, throw it into the river, hoping to catch a big fish, right? And then when the fish comes, you're doing everything possible to make sure you don't lose the fish. You make sure you don't, you've caught this one friend, you've gotten this one person. Like, I used to be that teenager who was so afraid of losing the friends she had, because it took me a while to find these ones. So I was so afraid. Like, I remember meeting my best friend, or my ex-best friend, when I was 15, right? And I was so afraid of losing this person. I was afraid of losing her for 10 years. Our friendship lasted for 10 years. And all through that 10 years, are you okay? Come in. I'm back. And all through that 10 years, I was afraid. When I say afraid, I mean afraid. I was scared of losing this person. Do you understand? When I mean scared, and this is how, and now I'm saying it, and it seems like, how can you be scared of someone that was your peer, someone that was your friend? It sounds wild right now, but it was what was happening, and the fear will show up in different ways, like in wanting to say something, or something happened, I wanted to say something, and just not saying it because you do not want to either be confrontational, or you do not want to. There wasn't a lot of things in our friendship that made us confront, like that needed confronting. I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, right? I actually don't know how to explain it. It's just, there were ways in which I could have asserted myself, I could have represented myself in different situations, in different events, that I didn't, because I was either afraid of losing our friendship, or I was unsure that what I had to say made sense. And then this person who was my best friend, she was well read. She came from a more, I would say, a richer family background, right? So she was more read. She had, like, I remember when we were, one of the things that attracted me to her, or got like that spot, shined her light in my eyes, was the way she spoke, the things she talked about. She had a lot of information and knowledge at that age, right? Growing up now, looking back now, I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense, because this person used to read a lot. This person had elder ones. I was the first daughter in my family. Like, my own knowledge, almost everything I know, I taught myself. This person was the last born, had elder ones. Like, there was so much knowledge she had, right? So every time maybe something will happen, maybe somebody will say, this is a cup, and I'll be thinking, but that is a bowl now. And she'll say, that is a jug. Instinctively, I felt the need to always, that is a jug, because this person has more sense than me. That's how my brain always thought things. This person has more sense than me. This person knows more than me, right? And that was one of the first mistakes I made in life, which was shrinking myself out of fear, shrinking myself because I thought that I would lose the friendship or the connection I had with people, or because I felt like those people knew or had better or were better. So if anybody should say something, if anybody should be believed, it should be them. And for the longest time, I went ahead, like I went into life with that ideology. Even in my relationship right now, it's one of the things that I've had to unpack, right? I've had to unpack believing myself, believing my instincts. Like even when I'm telling because I'm just like, but where will I know from? I'm like, if you're unsure of your knowledge, then read and be sure of your knowledge than going into life and picking other people's knowledge, picking other people's opinions, picking other people's theories because you're unsure of your own knowledge, because you cannot trace your knowledge to something, to a book, your knowledge are things you feel. And feelings, maybe from my experience or from my upbringing, but I didn't grow up. Nobody encouraged me to trust my feelings when I was growing up. So I didn't grow up trusting my feelings. I didn't grow up a person who trusts her feelings. I can be feeling something, but I'll still be so unsure. Because, what can I use to back this feeling? What can I use to back that this is not crazy? Sometimes, even the problem I was telling you about that I had with KBAC during my birthday, I had communicated something to her that wasn't okay by me. And even after communicating that, I was beating myself up. But how can I be sure that this is not me pushing? This is not me being too much. This is not me being... Like, I was until... she called me and said, I have thought about it and see. I was like, that's why every time we have a conversation and Yinka thinks about it and comes back and say, you know what, babe, actually I'm seeing. God, one of the things I say to her is thank you. Like one of the things, because being validated means so much to me, because I didn't get a lot of that as a child. So I don't even trust my own self half the time. Most people see me and say, Amara, you're so bold, Amara, you're so confident. I'm like, Amara doesn't trust herself half the time. My knowledge, my artificial knowledge, my white man knowledge is very limited. The things I know are the things I know from my spirit. And if not that is now, before I didn't used to trust the things I know from my spirit, it's now that I trust the things I know from my spirit. I can say them, I can share them. And before I wouldn't share them the way I do now, because I am not sure. I didn't read it in a book. I didn't read it somewhere. It's from my spirit. I didn't used to be sure. Noise. So one of the mistakes I made growing up is existing in spaces, being in spaces, having friendships where I could not express or represent myself in their presence because I felt small, I felt not good enough, I didn't feel powerful. Or being in spaces where I felt the need to talk too much, be the goofy person, be this, because I wanted to bring something to the table. So I would try to be funny. I don't know how to explain. It was a mind fuck, right? So growing up for me was a lot of ups and downs in the friendship department. I got one thing life will teach you is when you are chasing something, when you pursue something, you go fall. Even if you catch that thing at the end of the day, just know, falling is assured. The journey of chasing a thing, you will fall, you will hit brick, you will hit something, you will encounter turbulence. So and all my life I have chased friends. In fact, one thing that stopped me from chasing people is this channel. The day I realized that I could start a channel and be the friend that I have always wanted, God, the day I realized I could be friends with strangers and my longing for friends took me different places in this life that I shouldn't have been, made me unsafe in different ways, broke my heart in different ways, left me isolated, scapegoated in different ways up until last year. The trouble I got into in that scale that all of you witnessed with on top of my head, it was still from the same place. Me wanting to be friends, me wanting community. I met a bunch of people that I don't know from jack shit. I don't know them from anywhere. Because you are gay, I'm gay, we are lesbian. I say, hey, yeah, let's go. You're my family, you're my sister, you're my this. My whole life I've been looking for friends. My whole life I've been trying to find warmth, find community, to build a family that I never had. When that happened and everything, when my whole world crumbled in that way, it gave me an opportunity to actually reassess my life. Amara, look at what you've been doing your entire life and look at the result that's giving you. You can't continue like this. I can say now I no longer chase people and friendships the way I used to do. Right now, there are so many people. I can tell you for a fact, at least 100 people are in my comment section and DMs asking to be my friend right now. At least 100 people are in my comment section of TikTok, Instagram, DM, YouTube. One of the most commented thing on my videos is, can I be your friend? I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. When I see comments like that, I'll say, Amara of 10 years ago, Amara of 7 years ago, should have been creating a WhatsApp group now where everybody will come and get to know each other and be introducing themselves. Now, the 4 people that are my friend, the handful of people that are my friend, I hold them very, like, I've chained them to my waists. When we fight, we talk it. When we fight, we settle. But you don't go anywhere, we are friends till the day we leave this space. Now I'm not. So yeah, friendship is not a space where you cannot represent yourself. If you don't know that now. Friendship is not a place where you feel the need to perform, to feel there's no performance in friendship. There's confusion in friendship, yeah, but there's no performance. Because everybody comes here with questions. Everybody comes here asking, what feels better for you? Can I touch you? Should I sit here? So you don't have to perform, I like sitting quietly, but when I like sitting with my leg open. No. Everybody's asking, everybody's checking. It's because this is a lifetime thing. So yeah, friendship is not a space where you cannot represent yourself. I wish I learned that earlier, but I learned it at some point in my 29 years of existence. And yeah, I hope I was able to share the knowledge with you in an articulated way that you can benefit from. The next thing I have learned in my 29 years of existing is family. Family are people. I don't know for your own case of family, but family are the closest humans to you. They are the first point of your first point of contact to humanity. Anything that you're going to be outside, you see that charity begins at home. Word, the person who wrote that charity does begin at home. And by charity, I mean almost everything. If you can represent yourself at home, if you can learn to represent yourself at home, you'll be able to represent yourself outside. One of the greatest things, one of the most, I don't know how to word this. One of the greatest tool to my healing in life, like the healing from everything, like my childhood trauma, like my dad, one of the greatest tool to healing was me being able to go back home, look at my father in the face and tell him what he did to me. Like I was like tell him what he did to me and just, I remember I think I cussed him out even that day. Looking at like one of the things, like being able to challenge the person who hurt me, the person who wounded me in that way, made it so that when I came out, like when I got out into the real world, into the world, I wasn't challenging my father in everybody I see. Yeah, before that particular interaction, that particular confrontation, I was in many ways responding to my father with almost every fight I've had in my life. Like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but there are people that, I don't know if you can relate, but there's a way something will burn you from an early age in life that for the rest of your life, you'd be responding to that thing in different ways, to different people, to different instances, to different events. Only you know that every time you're triggered, like the fuel of the way you respond comes from that particular wound. For me, being able to be a person who does not feel the need to transfer the hurt I've gotten in my life or transfer the wound or transfer the aggression is because I was able to go back to that person. God now helped me. I know I'm not supposed to say this in public, but truly, this is the truth. God now even helped me and put my father in a position where it is possible to look at him in the eyes and tell him what he did. Because the person I grew up with, the man I grew up with was a terrorist. He will send his workers to chase you. You are mad, you run away, or you do something. He will send his boys to chase you, carry you on their shoulder and bring you back home. He will chase you with his leg. Like I have memories of running around the village with my dad chasing me, or running out of the house with my dad chasing me. He was agile, he was strong. About 12 years ago, he had stroke, and he's been recovering from stroke till today. So physically, he's not the same person. So he made it possible. I'm sorry. I know this is not a pleasant thing to say, but even within our family, we've said this to each other that, sometimes that something happened for one of us, and I'll just be like, this will not be possible if daddy was still daddy. And it's sad to admit, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So God now helped me and gave me leg to be able to walk to the person who hurts me the most and just look at him and tell him, you, Waka. After that confrontation, it was once, after confrontation, I say I entered into life with I have asked the person I have asked the person, so I don't need to be asking everybody else. When my girlfriend does something now, I'll now be asking her, why did my daddy not love me? You're not my daddy. You don't have to pay for what my daddy did. Or when we have a problem, I'll be shouting from a place of, and that's one of the first times I ever shouted at my girlfriend, the first time I ever even raised my hand and hit her. The person I was fighting, the person I was shouting back to, the person I carried my hand to hit was my father. That's the period in my life I realized my father had eaten, the wound of my father had eaten deep into, and if I didn't heal it, it was going to destroy anything and everything I tried to build in my life. Because the day I hit Yinka for the first time, I thought I was hitting my father. I thought I was fighting my father. In my head, what was going on in my head was, this man, I'm not a little child anymore. Don't do this. Just fighting back. Because the way somebody wounds you as a child, you grow up, all you want is an opportunity to fight back. Unfortunately, some people fight other people. So I know it's not everybody that can represent themselves with their family. But the small that you can, try it. If you can tell your mommy, no, ma, I'm not doing that, and you know that represents who you are inside, say it. No, ma, I'm not doing that, respectfully. If you can say, no, ma, I'm not doing that. If your boss, okay, maybe no, he's your boss might fire you. If somebody outside you can say, no, ma, no, sister, no, sir, I'm not doing that. But if you're afraid to represent yourself inside house, when you go outside house, you'll be afraid too now. If somebody say, come and do this, even though you know you don't want to do it, but because your whole life, you've not been able to tell your sister no, you've not been able to tell your brother no, you've not been able to tell your mother no, you don't know how to say no. So family are human beings. The closest use them as practice on how to be a human being. I'm serious. Use your family member as practice. I'm serious. Learn boundary with your family members. Learn how to speak up with your family members. Learn how to not shout with your family members. Learn how to not beat people or with your family members. If you can do, that's why when people say, hey, this boy used to beat this man used to beat his wife, you now see the sister will say, that's how my brother used to do. Of course, that's how your brother used to do. Because what they do in their family, noise, is what they'll go outside and do. What you do and allow and exhibit with your family circle, that is what you go outside and do. So if you want to be a better person, if you want to be a calmer person, you want to be a gentler person, my dear, start from your family. But then again, I have to tell you this because it's something I have to tell myself. There are people who you might need to stay away from. So they don't bring you into the mud that they are sitting in. I come from a family of people where everybody shouts, everybody's a very angry, after I've learnt my own, I went back home, I was teaching my younger ones. It's now, my using is blinking. It's now that we are consciously learning how to talk softer, how to calm down, how to do this, how to count in our head when we are triggered. It's now, even up until this morning, I was on a call with my elder brother where I was telling him count from now 1 to 100. I grew up in a family where, anger, we speak with anger. I keep looking at this thing, sorry. We speak with anger, we communicate with anger, we communicate in anger. That's how we were brought up. But when I started learning better for myself, when I started trying to do better, I would notice that if I come back to my house, if I'm in a house, if I'm my friends, I'll be able to calm down. I'll be able to resolve conflict. I'll be able to calmly resolve conflicts. But every time I go back to my father's house, once somebody say A, another person say B, another person say C, before you know it's me on my own D, E, F, G. Before you know, the whole house is shouting alphabets. So sometimes, especially for those of you who have had more, like Nas, I'm giving you this scope now. You cannot just say, okay, let me practice with my family, especially when you've had 20 years with your family doing something. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from the people who you've spent so much time with. Then the new language you're trying to learn it in isolation. Learn it until you master you are founded in the new language before you go to those old people. And if they trigger you, run. You don't have to go and learn. You don't have to be like me, a person, because me, immediately I learned that, I ran back home to go and teach them. You don't have to run back home to go and teach them. First learn for yourself, because sometimes in trying to teach somebody, they'll bring you back to the mud that you were trying to teach yourself out of. Shasha, just know that family are the closest humans to you, especially with those of you who are in communication with your family, right? They're the closest humans to you. Use them as target practice on how to interact with humans. If it's no for you, use them and master how to say no. I don't know, this video there was this time, I think a year ago or sometime last year, there was a video I recorded where I asked my sister to come and help me wash plates, and I was begging her, and she said no, she refused to wash. And Choma is like that. You can beg Choma from now till next year. Choma asks me for things. Choma will come and tell me to do this, tell me to do that. But you can ask Choma to go and buy you rice. You can beg her from now till next year. Choma will say no, she will not go. She tell me, Mama, please, Mama, I don't want to go. Mama. When she tell me no, I will leave it. Because what happens in my head is, if you can tell me no, I know that the day your boyfriend asks you to do something you're not comfortable with, you'll be able to tell him no. If you can say no with me, if you're in your departmental hall and somebody is trying to get you to do something you're not comfortable, you can say no. Do you understand? Family is people, the closest people to you, use them as target practice. Use them as practice. You hear? Thank you. Now, another thing I've learned. This video is already too long. I thought I was going to do up to at least 10 things. But this video is already too long, so let me just give you two more. Another thing I've learned in my 29 years of existence, you probably know this, is self. Your most prized possession in this life is yourself. Your most glorious possession in this life. Like, if they say bring out your trophy, make sure that the trophy all the time, your biggest accomplishment in life is yourself, should be yourself. And by yourself, I mean your heart, your spirit, your patience, your love, your compassion, your eyes, what your eyes see when they look at things. When they call you into a situation, what can you see? When people call you shouting, my brother called me this morning shouting. My sister was just looking at me because she had already given me a brief of what had happened. So I called him and he finished saying, I was like, calmly, okay, that makes sense, my dear. But remember, we talked about this, we talked about that. If you don't know what to do, count. So when I say self, I mean your heart, your compassion. What can you see? Your eyes. When they call you into chaos, can you see the person who is... Can you see the person who needs compassion, even if they look like fire? Even if they look like something hot, can you see the person who needs... I'm not saying excuse people's bad habits. I'm saying, what can you see? The fact that you can see it doesn't mean the person will not hold you. You cannot hold the person accountable. In fact, it gives you better... It informs you better in trying to hold the person accountable. Because sometimes people think that the fact that you can see that a person is hurting, or a person is a child, or a person is badly behaved, that means you're excusing the fact that what they are doing is harmful. No, I'm not excusing the fact that what you're doing in this moment is harmful, is embarrassing, is not cute, is in many ways, unsafe for people around you. But I can also see that the person that is doing all this thing is an overgrown sad child. And in that moment, I can talk to you. Like, I can tell you, see. And later on, I can come and tell you, now that all of this has happened, you've calmed down, you might want to go around and apologize to everybody, because that position you put everybody in was not cute. So the fact that you can see does not mean acknowledgement will not happen. So what can you see? Your eyes, the fruit of your spirit, your tenderness, the way you hold yourself, the way you forgive yourself. That should be your prized possession. Like your that should be a trophy in your shelf. The way you forgive yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you try new things, the way you respect yourself. The way you respect yourself. Self. Your biggest accomplishment in life should be yourself, the fruits of your spirit. What did you plant? What have you watered for years? What are you bearing? Self. They've convinced us, they've brainwashed us that, everything that you're seeking is outside. Money, this one, validation, people's respect, people's acknowledgement. But my dear, they should have told you it's our own respect. The thing that you should work hard for is for yourself to respect you. Because the game changes when yourself respects you. Pro max. You start experiencing pro max. When yourself respects you, everything changes. Your tastes, your type, your connection, your interaction, your responses. One of the things that made me stop shouting today, it's because I respect myself. I'll just look at myself like, no, Amara, that's not how you should respond. I respect you better than this. So I'll hold, like, it will be burning me, it will be killing me. I'll be counting 1, 2, 3, because I respect Amara. That's not. So I'll respect Amara, even if it's painful, even if it's hard. I would represent Amara as a person I respect. You have seen me. A friend of mine told me a few days ago, Amara, you're either very amazing or you're very good at pretending. I looked at her and I smiled, because she was just like, even things that could have killed you, even things that, even the way you're vulnerable, people have seen me in things that could have killed me. Like, see, I don't lie. That's why till tomorrow I still use this incident as an example in different conversation. It's not because Amara is bitter about the things. It's not. It's because, my dear, that was a tremendous thing that happened to me. I could have died. Several times I thought about, like, I will catch myself thinking about suicide. I'll catch myself thinking about unaliving myself. I'll catch myself thinking, what's the point of being here? Because of what I was feeling that period. But you saw me claw out of that pit. Oof. And the only reason yourself will go hard for you like that is because yourself respects you. There's this conversation I used to have with Olayinka. Like, I tell her, I walk around like an imaginary soldier with badge and stars on her shoulder, because I've seen myself in different places in life. I've seen myself a car owner. I've seen myself living in a fancy apartment with beautiful kitchen in the abroad. I've seen myself a poultry owner, a farm manager. I've seen myself a business owner in the abroad. I've seen myself walking around with my Legacy Benz. I've seen myself taking Okada from one point on. I've seen myself in different phases. One thing I'll tell you that is constant is the respect I have for myself. I respect the person I am. I respect the person I'm living in. So no matter what we are going through, no matter what the circle is, respect. I respect Amara. Being a person you respect is the goal. You'll be disciplined with yourself when you respect yourself. You'll be accountable with yourself to people around you when you respect. You won't be afraid of accountability when you respect yourself. Some people are so afraid of accountability. They will conjure anything. They will cook up anything that would make it so that they never have to look at themselves in the mirror. They never have to face themselves face to face. They will point fingers. They will throw stones. They will say it's the other person. They will say, just so they never have to look at themselves. But you will not be afraid to look at yourself, to look at your eyes. Like, you will not be afraid to look at yourself if you respect yourself. Respect. 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 Like, even the incident I was telling you, like, to give you more context of what respect can look like. One of the reasons why I respect myself, one of my example of one of my badge, one of my stars, one of the stars in my badge is during the whole brouhaha last year when everything was happening. From the day it started happening, my spirit said to me, I even had a half joint that was on my window. My spirit said to me, stop. No smoking, no drinking. Amara, pay attention. Because whatever it is, whatever road you've walked, whatever door you opened that brought you here, I never want to be here again. So pay attention, look around you. I was telling my friend this a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, Omo, I won't lie to you. If not me, I would have been high and high and high. That's not a period to be sober. And that is true. I could have easily go and hide myself under a bottle or under rows and rows of joints. But my spirit said to me, be sober. Now, when I look back at that time, I'm like, during one of the worst period in your life, you were able to stop everything to be sober, to take it, like you took it sober. For 3 months, I didn't smoke. And those of you that smoke, you know what that is for a weed head, for a smoker, for something to be happening in your life and you just stay away from the grass. Now, when I look back, I respect myself for that decision. There are many things I look back on and see decisions I took, the turns I took, and those turns now, those decisions now are like the stars on my badge. Even the days I forget, even the days where it's so hard to remember who I am, I go in front of the mirror, I look at myself, I look at my stars, I remind myself why I respect myself. All the places that myself have never let me down, all the places that myself looked out for me even when it was hard. Respect. I tell you, your life will change once you start respecting yourself. Now, people, my camera has been blinking and it's making me anxious. So this is where I should end this video because we've talked for too long. But in case you like videos like this, in case you want me to do more sit downs, because I do a lot of vlogs, I kind of think people enjoy vlogs more than the sit down. The sit down feel very redundant and just, one picture you're staring at all through. But in case you enjoy sit downs like this and you want to talk to me some more, you want me to address some things or shed more light on some topic, let me know in the comment section down below. Just let me know what you want me to talk more about. All right, actually I think we should do more sit downs every once in a while. I mean, I enjoy vlogs, but we can do more sit downs every once in a while. So just let me know what you think and then we'll do that. All right, so let's stop here, let's end here, please. Thank you everybody. Thank you for everyone who contributed to my birthday one way or the other. The gifts, the money, the singing. I got a lot of singing, the messages, the prayers. Thank you. Somebody sent me money from TikTok. I don't know who that is. In case you have money that you want to give to me, please don't be shy. And I won't be shy in collecting because this year has been financially a lot. I made my first film. Like, there's so much things I did this year. So if anybody wants to bless me this year and they want to bless me in form of cash, in form of money, please don't be shy. I'll leave my Access. I have an Access bank account that I usually share around to people who want to dash me money. So I'll leave the Access bank account in my description box. So in case you want to send me money, check the account and wire. All right, thank you. Or if you even want to send me gifts, there's someone sending me gifts. She had asked my address. If you want to send me something like physical, a package or something, please DM me or email me. My email address is in the description box also. I will send you my address and you can send me your package. All right, thank you everybody for being here. Let me be sure this one has not died. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for staying here. Thank you for being amazing. Don't forget yourself. Never forget yourself. You are the most important person in every room. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Everything we've talked about self. See, everything I've shared today, I hope somehow, some way, some of you can pick from it and benefit their life. I pray, especially those of you that are young queer Nigerians. Even if you're not queer, even if you're doing the other gender, I hope you can benefit one way or the other. Because this life, nobody gave anybody a manual. So when we share information and knowledge like this, it's in the hopes that it will help someone have an easier time than me I didn't have. So thank you for being here. Don't forget yourself. Be good to yourself. All lying cools. Olenka said something yesterday that was very touched me into today. She said, babe, I think we take for granted how much peace we have, how much peace of mind we have. No, she said, I think sometimes, is it that, no, it's not we take for granted. I think sometimes we do not know how much peace we have. We are unaware of the depth of peace we have. And she's right. Omo, hey, God, my battery is blinking. Omo, even in our tense moments, and to see Olenka and I in this moment, this cycle of our life, because I've seen us, like, Yinka, we have experienced heavier things in life. To see us get into softer places, even when it is a tense moment, is such a miracle, it's such a glory, and I'm grateful for you, baby. I'm grateful for me. I'm grateful for our life together. See, this life, babe, this life, we go chop am. We go chop am. We are going to softer places. We are going to kinder places. And when we get there, babe, I'm going to be beside you. You're going to turn and you're going to see me beside you. I'm going to turn. I'm going to see you beside me. Because you, my dear friend, you, my dear baby, you're the person whose hand I'm holding as I'm living this life. I'm living this life holding your hand. And you're doing this life holding my hand. And it's such an honor, babe, to be the person whose hand you're holding in your life. Such an honor. I love you. I love you so much. I miss you. I want you to know that I'm always with you. No matter what you're doing, what you're feeling, what you're going through, you're never alone, babe. Distance cannot quench my reach. Even if I cannot touch your nose, I cannot draw your cheek, I cannot come and hold you and kiss you, just know I'm always with you. You're never alone, babe. I love you so much. I love you and I miss you. I love you. You all go, my baby. Everybody go, my baby. I'll talk to you later today. Bye, people. Subscribe, comment, like, send me money, all of the good stuff. All right. Bye.